Good afternoon, and thanks for joining us on this Thursday. I'm Jurnee Taylor, and here's what we have coming up for you at noon. First, as temperatures slowly rise above freezing, many cities and organizations are now extending services at shelters and warming centers. Plus, after several days of below freezing temperatures, a city in White County is under a boil order following the discovery of 2 broken water pumps. And lawmakers are barreling toward the latest spending deadline to avert a shutdown. Later, a look at why there's also concern about the spending standoff over the southern border. And we are finally done with precipitation chances, and let me be the first to say it. I am absolutely thankful for that. Meteorologist Nathan Scott, I've had enough. What can we expect for the next few days?
I don't think you're the only one who's saying that, Jurnee, because we've been dealing with snow, and then this morning we had to contend with, as expected, some freezing drizzle. It wasn't much, but certainly did slicken up the roads quite a bit across central Arkansas. But here's the good news. The temperatures are above freezing for everybody now across central Arkansas. West Memphis, though, 31. The clouds are trying to clear out slowly from the northwest down to the south and southeast. They're seeing plenty more sunshine in northwest Arkansas, also the Ozarks. And as we take a look at the radar loop, still contending with the pink. And that means still freezing rain is happening around Memphis. So if you have any plans to travel to the east, Interstate 40 east towards Memphis, it is going to be a traffic nightmare. They still will see freezing rain through the next probably 1 to 3 hours until the temperatures climb above freezing in that part of Arkansas and getting into West Tennessee. So winter weather advisory, it continues for East Arkansas into West Tennessee through the rest of the afternoon. We'll see temperatures warm up to around 40 degrees here in Little Rock. So more melting will be taking place across the region. And tonight, it'll be a slow refreeze process because temperatures will not drop down very much. Friday, though, another Arctic blast moves in. It'll be gusty winds once again. I'll let you know how cold it's going to get and talk about our next threat of more ice in the forecast coming up.
All right, Nathan, thank you. Well, road conditions are a big concern today as a result of freezing rain, as Nathan just said. While interstates in central Arkansas are just about clear, the southern and eastern regions of the state are still dealing with slush and ice patches on their highways. Now, as for residential streets, city officials still consider them dangerous and recommend people to stay home. If they don't have to go out, do not. And new at noon, Little Rock police are investigating an overnight homicide. Earlier this morning, police found a man who was shot at the Otter Creek Villa Apartments. The victim was pronounced dead at the scene. Officials have yet to identify the victim. Police are asking anyone who may have information to contact them. In a THB 11 update, local warming centers and shelters are keeping their doors open as many Arkansans still look for a safe and warm place to escape the cold. Organizers in Benton first opened their center at Northside Church of Christ on Sunday, but now they have pivoted to keep it open until this upcoming Sunday for a full week.
We said we've got to make a decision to be there for the people that need it, to stay open longer. So we made that decision to stay open till noon on Sunday. And so with that, we need resources. We need volunteers, more food. More people means more clothing, shoes, all of the things that an emergency warming shelter needs to provide.
And they aren't the only ones extending. The North Little Rock Community Center will also remain open until Sunday from 6 p.m. to 9 a.m. each day. The City of Pine Bluff has extended its warming center to today as of now, and they are open for 24 hours. First United Methodist Church's Christian Life Center gym is open in Hot Springs until Sunday. First Presbyterian Church in Jacksonville has extended their hours to Saturday, but will only be open for nights. And in Little Rock, the city's shelters are closing. However, private donors are providing help in shelter. Now, for specific details of these centers, we have everything you need to know right now online at thb11.com. After several days of below freezing temperatures, some cities are seeing pipe problems as we begin to thaw out. In Pangburn, they are under a boil order after finding not 1 but 2 broken water pumps. THB 11's Ashley Godwin met with the leaders there who are fixing the problem.
The big snowstorm, we didn't seem to have the extreme temperature, the 5 and the 1 degree.
The city of Pangburn made it out unscathed during the record-breaking snow in 2021, the last time they recall having such memorable winter weather. But this time they will remember this year for something different, the failure of the water pumps.
I think that probably a combination of the extreme temperature and higher demand and the pumps going down kind of caused this whole perfect storm, should we say.
The city has 2 pumps that help get water to people. Last week, one of them failed completely.
What happened, it sucked sand up in it from the river, so it shut down.
The second one struggled to keep up with the demand, and when the city found a replacement, it broke too.
As of now, we have a floating pipe out in the river, so we're not sucking the sand up, and the tanks are filling.
In the meantime, the city is under a boil order since there is still dirt and sand coming through some faucets. But the city is offering bottled water for those who need it.
I don't happen to have a time or a date, do you?
The city has asked the Office of Emergency Management and the governor's office to help supply more clean water.
So we should be getting a couple of pallets of bottled water.
In Pangburn, Ashley Godwin, THV 11 News.
And Pangburn is expected to be under a boil order for another week. If you need any bottled water, you can call the water offices or the mayor's office. In Stone County, residents also remain under a boil order. After days of asking people to conserve water, officials there now tell us one of their water pumps is back on and water is slowly returning to tanks. They're still asking people to be conservative with consumption. The boil order will remain effective until pumps are back working and samples are approved by the Arkansas Department of Health. With roads still icy, trash pickup is at a standstill in multiple cities. Little Rock Waste Management says it's still too dangerous to begin residential collections, although public road crews have been treating primary routes since Sunday. In North Little Rock, the city is setting up sanitation trucks if you have garbage that you need to get rid of. They're at the Stone Links Clubhouse, Pike Plaza Shopping Center, Fire Station 9, and others. We have a full list at THV11.com. Time is running out as the Senate is expected to vote on a bill today to fund the government through early March. If approved, the measure will move to the House, and Natalie Brand has the latest from Washington, D.C.
Lawmakers have until Friday at midnight to pass a short-term funding bill that keeps the federal government up and running.
Failing to fund the government by this Friday's deadline would harm American families and small businesses across the country.
But some hardline conservatives in the House oppose any stopgap spending bills that don't include deep spending cuts and address other issues.
Will you support the CR?
No. Secure the border, we can discuss funding.
Even if common ground is found on the short-term continuing resolution, lawmakers still face a standoff over a national security package that includes funding for Ukraine, Israel, and the southern border. Lawmakers are considering a more than $100 billion White House proposal that includes more than $60 billion for Ukraine. But Speaker Mike Johnson insists House Republicans would block it unless the administration agrees to toughen immigration policies on the southern border.
We understand that all these things are important, but we must insist that the border be the top priority.
After a meeting with the president and congressional leaders Wednesday, Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer appeared more optimistic.
There was a large amount of agreement around the table that we must do Ukraine and we must do border. There was tremendous focus on Ukraine.
With aid to Ukraine all but dried up, there's concern delay in reaching a deal could give Russia a chance to make gains on the battlefield. Natalie Brand, CBS News, Washington.
Well, a rare bear saved during Ukraine's war with Russia is finding a new home in Scotland. Coming up, a look at how Yampool the bear survived an unbearable ordeal.
And the roads are certainly looking better out there. We can see the side streets still have a little bit of slush on them, but temperatures will be above freezing once again this afternoon. Then we chill back down for the weekend. Along with it, I'm watching another storm system that may feature more ice in parts of Arkansas. I'll let you know who has the best chance and when that is coming up.